QURE. 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 CMRX.
QURE, PBM.
CMRX. CMRX.
AAPU.
CRDF.
CDIO.
QURE.
TCRX.
QURE.
AAL.
CRDF.
QURE.
QURE.
L.
CRDF. IBIT.
QURE.
QURE. PBM.
CCL.
PBM. LDTC. CRDF. CRDF. CRDF.
LCID.
CRDF. LDTC.
SOXX.
Ready to tackle your debt? We can help. A Stretch Financial Wellness Vision subscription can help.
What's up, everyone?
CRDF.
All right, so in today's episode, I'm going to walk you through how I went from deep in the red this morning to recovering all the way, not just to flat, but actually to green. A red to green move, not bad. But today was not the start to the week that I was hoping for. This was a really choppy Monday.
CPIX.
So where did things go wrong? Well, let's jump onto the whiteboard. We knew that I had a profile of the type of stocks I was looking for today. We had gone over this in my weekly game plan episode that I uploaded yesterday.
NVDA.
Stocks between 2 and 10, float of under 10 million shares, preferably
DTCK.
under 1.5
NVDA.
million, but under 10 first.
NVDA.
Should be an obvious stock. Top 3%, top three,
Good
not
sell.
top 3%,
Good
but top
sell.
3 leading percentage gainers.
GGLL.
Should have at least
AAL.
5 times relative volume.
Good
Should
sell.
have news and preferably a biotech or pharmaceutical stock or a private placement catalyst.
sell.
That's sort of preferable.
GGLL.
And this was based on the
sell.
profile of the stocks that I made
sell.
the most money on last week. So
Good
I figured
sell.
if I knew what I made the most money on last
NVDA.
week, I knew
NVDA.
exactly what to look for here
Good
on
sell.
Monday
CPIX.
morning.
Good sell.
So I sit down, I pull up the scans bright and early, and unfortunately today,
CPIX.
when I first pulled up the scans early this morning, we didn't have a lot
Good
that looked
sell.
good. We had
CGLL. Good
ZEO,
sell.
which was our leading percentage gainer. I
CPIX.
pulled
Good
up the
sell.
stock and I
Good sell.
noted 1.8 million share float.
LCL.
Okay, that's
PBM.
fine. Looked at the
Good
chart
sell.
and
Good
saw,
sell.
all right, yep, this one
PBM.
moved after hours on,
Good sell.
what was it? It was Friday, popped up,
PBM.
pulled back, and then
GGLL.
pushed higher
Good sell.
pre-market. But
Mu.
ZEO Energy.
PBM.
GGLL.
So I thought an energy stock.
DTCK.
I don't know if that's going to work so well.
NVDA.
I mean, it's a little outside the profile
SOXX.
in terms of, biotech pharmaceutical companies. So I thought, well, I don't know. I'm not sure about
CPIX.
that. So I pull up the level
Good
2
sell.
and I
Good
start
sell.
watching it coming
CPIX.
into 7 a.m. And as I was
Good.
watching it, it
Good.
just felt awfully choppy. It felt very thickly traded. There were big
Good
stacks
sell.
of sell orders,
CPIX.
big stacks
Good.
of buy orders.
GGLL.
Felt like a tug of war. And I just thought, I don't know if this is
Good.
worth it. So right here is
sell.
7 a.m. top of the hour. So we come into 7 a.m. and we
AAL.
do get this nice big
GGLL.
move,
Good sell.
but, well, we get a nice,
CPIX.
I wouldn't
Good
say it's
sell.
nice. We get a nice burst
Good
of
sell.
volume.
CPIX.
We definitely get some
GRPN.
good volume on that candle.
Good
It
sell.
pops from about
GRPN.
270-ish
GGLL.
up to about 310, 40 cents a share.
Good
Not bad.
sell.
It drops right back down though. And then it rallies back up
Good
to about
sell.
350, but this certainly is not parabolic. Parabolic is when a stock's
GGLL.
going straight up. And that's of course,
CPIX.
where I did
CPIX.
really well. And
CPIX.
those were the biggest trades last
CPIX.
week were parabolic stocks. So this I didn't think had the potential to go parabolic. It did not go parabolic, and I did not
AAL.
find any interest in trading it. So I also noted that the 200
GGLL.
EMA on the daily chart was getting kind of close to about
CPIX.
375. So I was like, that's going to be a
CPIX.
little bit of an issue on this
CPIX.
potentially. So that was NEO, leading
CPIX.
percentage gainer. And then we had, and so we didn't have anything else coming into 7 a.m. So I had no trades at 7. So now I'm watching bottom of the hour 7:30. But LDTC starts popping up. This
CCL.
started squeezing at about 7:30 a.m. And when it first popped up, I said, well, look, the
CPIX,
float's too high. It's
CPIX.
20 million share float,
CPIX.
or 19 million share float. So it's a little bit high, the float. That's number one. And then number two, we've got sort of a second
QURE.
issue with it. Let's see if I can put this up here. I'll have to move that later. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So second issue is
CRDF.
it's too cheap.
VRAR.
I don't like trading these low price stocks. I don't typically do well on them.
CMRX.
Now, as it turns out, had I
RVPH.
traded this, maybe I actually would have done well on it because it ended up making a
DTCK.
huge move. But, hindsight's always 20/20. So as it starts squeezing up, I'm thinking, well, I don't care about it at all. And the next thing
NVDA.
comes up and makes this big move from
CMRX.
95 cents to
QURE.
$1.30. And when it comes up here, it has this sort of larger topping tail candle. It then dips down
QURE.
back to $1.09, then pops back up to $1.40, dips back down, back up to $1.78 here, 77.
CPIX.
The problem with that level
DTCK.
was that at that point we were running right into the 200 moving average
CPIX.
on the daily chart. So
DTCK.
daily 200 EMA. You can see it's right there at that
CPIX.
level. So I said, well, that's going to be resistance. And then I thought, well, you know what? At this point, the stock is getting up to like, $1.80. It's getting closer to a price range I would consider it.
AAL.
The float is still a little
QURE,
high,
NXTC.
but it's clearly
QURE.
moving. It's up like 400%.
KAPL.
It's the leading gainer in the entire market.
Myra.
So maybe I should go ahead and
BNZI.
consider trading it. So I thought if it can
BNZI.
hold over the 200, I'll consider it. And it did eventually come
BNZI.
back up to there at about 9:15. But by that
BNZI.
point, I was focused on
BNZI.
something else.
BNZI.
All right, so I'll talk about that in a second. So LDTC has the rank today of the biggest leading percentage gainer in the
BNZI.
entire market.
BNZI.
Boom, it won
CPIX.
right there.
BNZI.
Duo, second leader, also lower price stock. Now, I just noticed
QURE.
GRRR, where was that?
QURE.
So
BNZI.
GRRR, let's look at this one.
We made
QURE.
USAA for homeowners who like being
QURE.
ready. That's why we have safety tips for things like fires.
BNZI.
So this stock came out with news at 8 a.m. You can see right
here.
here.
NeraCare enter into exclusive global license agreement for development and commercialization of immunoprint tests for early
NMTC.
stage melanoma patient treatment decisions. That's
JFBR.
AKYA.
NRVL.
DTCK.
Now, the stock is one that I've traded before. It's got a float of less than 10 million shares. The daily chart, it's above the 200 EMA. It's got a
NXTC.
recent high here, which was about 767. And when I pulled it up and it was
AKYA.
squeezing quickly,
QURE.
I thought
AAPL.
maybe this is something that I can work with. So let's look at this chart.
QURE.
So first, GRR pops
AKYA.
up right here from about $7 all the way up to
AKYA.
$7.75. Then it dips down back to 7. And I'm thinking, oh, that's no good.
NVDA.
And then it rallies back
AAPL.
up here. And when it holds this level right here, and it breaks through 775, I said, I'm going to buy
JFBR.
for the flat top breakout pattern.
GGLL.
It breaks out,
Gels.
it goes to 8. And you know what? I took too much risk on it.
JFBR.
I took too much share size. It goes up to 8. I added into this spike right here. It could not break 8.
CPIX.
It dips down to 770. And I'm thinking, well, we're retesting previous resistance. I can hold through
CPIX.
this pullback right here. And on this candle, it flushes to 740. I sold. I didn't get
BNZI.
all of my shares filled on the bid. And I sold the rest in this candle here
Cool.
as it went even lower.
DTCK.
So this was a total
Coog.
rejection. And you want to know how much I lost on it? First trade right out of the gates down $11,062.17. It's my biggest loss of the month.
Coog.
It's a big loss, $11,000 in one trade.
PCSA.
That's not fun. So now I'm thinking, uh-oh, we got a problem here.
Gels.
I've set my daily max loss over the last few
GGLL.
years at approximately $5,000, which has been my daily goal.
Gels.
$5,000 daily goal, $5,000 daily max loss. And the reason they're the same is because I don't want to lose more
Coog.
than I can make in a decent day. So I sort of figure if my daily goal is, if my, let's see.
QURE.
So I sort of
Good
figure if
salt.
my daily goal is 5,000, then, if I'm hitting that on a typical day and making 5,000,
Good
I'm
salt.
comfortable
Good
losing
salt.
$5,000, but I don't
Good
want to lose a
salt.
whole lot more than that. So now
Good
I'm
salt.
faced here today with making a decision of do I continue trading or do I stop? It's 8 a.m., right? 8:05.
Gels.
I'm down $11,000. That's
GTLL.
2 times my $5,000 max loss. But I thought, well, let's take a second and look at my metrics. Because one of the things I said on my last red day is I should look at what my current average daily gain actually looks like. And my current
GTLL.
average daily gain
AKYA.
right now
AKYA.
is $23,655 per
Gels.
day. That's my current
AKYA.
average daily gain.
AKYA.
So I mean, I've
AKYA.
been doing
Good soul.
really quite well with
Good
these larger than average daily
AKYA.
gains here. So
AKYA.
$23,655. And
AKYA.
so for that reason,
CPIX.
my
AKYA.
gut feeling right now is that the $5,000
AKYA.
daily goal is too low because I'm averaging 23,000 a day, and the $5,000 daily max is also daily max
AKYA.
loss is also a bit
AKYA.
too tight. So
AKYA.
so I said, all right, I'm going to logically
$3.97
set
at
that
the
max
high
loss
point
should
on
be
that,
around
press release
daily
from the
average right now,
GTLL.
23,000.
AKYA.
And that's what I did on the last
GNYA.
red day I had, where I
into
went
exclusive
deep red and
global
I continued
licensing
trading. And on
agreement
that
for
day,
development
I didn't
and
recover to
commercialization
being
of
green,
immunoprint
but I did cut the loss
test
AKYA.
early stage melanoma.
in by more than half.
That
Let's see.
is for
I'll
Kilo
just take this
Yankee
out.
GTLL.
That was in
GTLL.
November.
$3.97 at the high.
What day was it? It was
Good
this
soul.
day here, that day there. So, anyways, and I was down 20,000 on that day, and then recovered
GGLL.
to being down 11,000.
Send.
So it was
Gels.
kind of like right at the edge of that number. But anyways, so today I said $5,000. You know, all right,
GBLU.
11,000. Okay, that's not great, but let's keep it modest. So losing that much on the first
CMRX.
trade didn't put me in a really strong position
AKYA.
on the day. I had to go on the
DTCK.
defense. And now I'm thinking,
AKYA.
I can't take that type of risk on my next trade and have another $11,000 loss, because then I'm going right to 20,000 in the red, and I'll just feel like that was totally stupid. I should have just stopped sooner. So now I'm like, all right, I've got to see if I can get repositioned and start to build a little bit of momentum
CMRX.
before I size up, because you know, I just took this huge loss. All right, so at that point, I'm kind of feeling like I need to play it safe, and
CPIX.
so that's 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. comes and goes, have the losing trade. 8:30, there's nothing else. There's nothing that looks good, nothing that's popping up. TAOP pops up for a second. It's another penny stock. That was around 8:30. I didn't trade it. Was like not interested. And then SONN. This guy pops up here at
Most people trade all day. I only need 20 minutes to hit my goals. Here's my secret. First of all, we have
what was it? 8:45. It's a
DTCK.
biotech company. So I'm like, okay. The float, less than 1 million shares. Okay. The price between 2 and 10.
DTCK.
Right? So now I'm like, okay, check. But is it the
BNZI.
obvious stock? This was the one possible issue, because LDTC was definitely obvious. ZEO was a huge gapper. So when Sun first hit the scanner, I was
Gels.
a little bit unsure about it. And when it first hit the scanner, there were some
Gels.
sellers on it. This thing was not clean when it first hit the scanner. Let me go back to the first trade I took on it. So let's see. So it first hits the scanner at about 290 right
TKYA
here. It
shares
then
pull
drops
back
down,
about
but when it
$2.64
rallies back up,
40 cents.
it comes back up right here
Off
to
the
at
earlier
851,
highs.
and that's where I got in with my first trade. So I got in this for the breakthrough 3, which is a very similar trade to the trade I took
CPIX.
on GRRR.
QURE.
But here was the difference. I took it with smaller size.
QURE.
I mean, that's the fact is GRR could have
Up about
worked. It
100%,
didn't, but it
shares at a
wasn't
high
a fault in the
1570
strategy.
earlier
The
on
only
that,
thing that I did wrong on GRR was I took
report
too
from the
much
company on their
share size
agreement
for
with
my
the
first
FDA
trade
on
of the
their
day, first trade of
Huntington's
the week.
disease
That was really the
trial.
only issue. I took too much risk, and the volume was lighter on it, so I got slippage on my exit. So that was my mistake. On
QURE.
SONN, it's still a fine setup on
QURE.
GRR. It just didn't work. That happens. SONN, similar setup, took the trade, and it worked. It goes up to 330.
QURE.
Pulls back. I add. It goes up to 360. It goes up to 390. It goes up to a high of 398. So in this move right here, I made about $9,000. That's pretty solid. But here's where it gets a little disappointing. I added back right here at about 380 for the break back over 4. And what happens? It flushes down to
CDIL.
357. I stop out. Shoot. All right, so that's not what I wanted. Then I switch over to the 1 minute chart. And on the 1 minute chart, where was it?
CRDF.
Yeah, it was right here. On the 1 minute chart, I think it was,
CRDF.
which candle was it? It was somewhere right in here. It might have been
PBM.
this candle. Yeah, right in here. I got in at 350, first candle to make a new high. Goes up to 370, but then drops right back down.
CRDF.
So another losing trade. So now I'm thinking, oh, man, this thing's tricky. So when it comes back up here, I did not buy right there at 375 because we had 1, 2, 3 topping tails, and I had just taken a couple losses in this area. Guess what happens? It goes to 4, and it rips up to 5. Golly. But don't worry. I took the same trade here that I took at the
CMRX.
beginning, where I got in at 290 for the break of 3. I just got in at 4, basically. I was like, all right, I'll just get in a little high, but I have to go with smaller size. So I got a smaller size trade in at 4, and it goes up to 420, 440, 460, all the way up to 5. Does a 1 minute pullback, breaks 5, goes up to 560, and then comes back down. Does a sort of head and shoulders back down to 4. And I ended up closing
CRDF.
at my high of day today, actually. No, I'm sorry. I gave back I was up 2,700, so I gave back about 400 off, and then comes back down. Does it with smaller size?
CRDF.
So I got a smaller size trade, but don't worry. I took the same trade here that I took at the beginning, where I got in at 290 for the break of 3. I just got in at 4, basically. I was like, all right, I'll just get in a little high, but I have to go with smaller size. So I got a smaller size trade in at 4, and it goes up to 420, 440, 460, all the way up to 5. Does a 1 minute pullback, breaks 5, goes up to 560, and then comes back down. Does a sort of head and shoulders back down to 4. And I ended up closing at my high of day today, actually. No, I'm sorry. I gave back I was up 2,700, so I gave back about 400 off the top. But nonetheless, it's a decent recovery, and this had me coming into about 9:15, 10 past 9 right here.
QURE,
So then at this point, I'm sitting and watching it, but it's just going sideways. And so I was like, well, I can't trade it now. And I recognize at this point, my window is starting to close, where now if I take a big loss, I'm running out of time to recover. So unfortunately, I had to sort of accept that today was not going to be a big green day, but I'm grateful that I got the ball back, right? So I got the ball back. I'll take another shot tomorrow. It's a bummer that I had that big red trade on the first trade of the day. Last week was one of the best weeks of the year. I sized up here Monday morning. I was like, all right, here we go. Slammed back down.
AKYA.
Whoa, big loss. All right, that's a wake-up call. Now, I could have done one of two things. Well, I could have done a few different things. Number one, I could have spiraled. I could have said, you know what?
CPIX, CPIX,
CPIX.
CPIX,
CPIX.
GALT.
CPIX. PBM. AKYA. 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 CPIX.
CPIX,
CPIX. CMRX. CRDF.
LBRT,
AKYA. CMRX.
LBRT, NEXN, MYNT, CHRS, MYNT,
AKYA.
LBRT,
CPIX,
XFOR, XFOR,
AKYA,
LBRT,
DTCK, DTCK,
LGTY,
QURE,
Logility responds to 2717 Partners, investor.
PRQR,
That's Lima Golf Tango Yankee. So Logility acknowledges and values the perspectives of its
AKYA,
shareholders. Company pursues the best path forward to enhance shareholder value. That's LGTY.
AKYA,
CHRS,
CPIX, CPIX,
CHRS, CLNN,
Non-farm productivity, 2.2% in line with
CLNN.
estimate. Unit labor cost plus 0.8%
QURE,
versus plus
Cost,
QURE,
1.9% expected.
QURE, QURE,
CLNN,
QURE.
WKHS, CLNN, CLNN, CLNN,
Non-farm productivity revised at 2.2%, unrevised at 2.1% versus the 2.2% estimate.
CLNN,
IPA, immunoprecise
CPIX,
antibodies, out with their earnings.
CPIX, Agri,
Reported revenue of 6.13 million
BNZI,
Canadian dollars.
BNZI,
PBR, Agri, Agri,
The estimate
BNZI,
was
BNZI, Agri,
BNZI,
Agri, Agri,
Agri,
Agri,
Agri,
4.
Agri,
Agri, Agri,
Agri,
It's a
ONDS.
4.49 US dollars, 4.49 million US dollars on IPA.
Agri,
The estimate was 5.11 million
Agri,
for India Papa Alpha.
Agri,
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 QURE,
MIRA, Mira Pharmaceuticals,
QURE.
validates Kennemer's. That was Benzing exclusive earlier.
QURE.
Press release out on
Agri,
the wires.
Agri,
Agri,
BTCT,
QURE.
BTC Digital
Agri.
secures $20 million funding to advance
Agri.
green sustainability and
Agri.
industry innovation. That's Bravo Tango Charlie Tango.
Agri,
Agri, Agri, MSS,
NXDT, Next Point fully subscribes
Agri.
$46 million self-storage DST. Remember X-Ray Delta Tango.
BBD,
DTCK,
CLIR, ClearSign, and Zico announced launch of co-branded ClearSign core process burner product line. That's Charlie Lima India
PBM.
Romeo, CLIR.
Pump, Mist,
LDTC, CLNN,
Romeo India.
BTCS.
BTCS. BNZI. BNZI.
SLS, Celis Life Sciences, triggers interim analysis in phase 3
BNZI.
REGAL trial of GPS
ITUB.
and acute myeloid leukemia. That is Sandy Lima Sandy.
BNZI.
Viren.
LMFA, LM Funding's Bitcoin holdings valued at $14.2 million in monthly update.
BNZI.
Mined
BNZI.
7.4
QURE.
Bitcoin
Azul.
in November.
BNZI.
WKHS.
That's Lima Michael Foxtrot Alpha.
UGL.
Agri. PBR.
LSTA, Lasata Therapeutics, announced completion of enrollment in
Agri.
Sendafox
QURE.
trial.
Big
That's
spread.
LSTA.
QURE.
PBR.
CLNN. NOTV.
WKHS, Workhorse partners with Progress Manufacturing Company, a certified dealer for
CLNN.
specialized second stage manufacturing. That's WKHS.
CLNN.
New.
NOTV. BNZI. LDTC. CPIX.
BTCS, BTCS share is popping here.
FLGC.
Bravo Tango Charlie Sandy.
FLGC. ITUB.
FLGC.
MBLY. XFOR.
Gels. LDTC. Gels.
LICY.
LDTC. LDTC. Gels.
Set. Set.
PBM.
XFOR.
PBM.
ABEV.
CMRX.
UNFI. ML.
CMRX.
Viren.
New.
ITUB.
CLNN. NAMS. Big spread.
XFOR.
CMRX.
ITUB.
LDTC.
SBSW.
QURE. Big spread. Agree. CMRX.
CHRS.
CMRX.
BBD.
CMRX.
FLGC, Vern.
CPIX. QURE. RZLV.
PBR. PBR.
RZLV. CRDF. CRDF. CRDF.
BBD. ABEV.
QURE.
XFOR.
QURE. QURE.
Benzinger market update. S&P futures up 1. The Dow
QURE.
futures
QURE.
down 98. Nasdaq up 25. Crude is down 17 cents at $68.20. Natural gas is down 8 cents at $3.10. Gold up 13.70, 26.99.50. Bitcoin futures up 14.35 at 98,225. KOPN, Copen, regains
KOPN.
compliance with NASDAQ minimum bid price requirement. That's Kilo
PBN.
Oscar
Mu.
Papa November, KOPN.
Mu.
KOPN. PCSA. TRNR. BNZI. 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 AKYA. QURE.
VCIG.
CRDF. QURE. DTCK.
Pump.
CMRX. QURE. Mara. BNZI. CPIX.
XFOR.
DTCK.
Mu. Mu.
DTCK.
BDMD, Baird Medical.
Mu.
BNZI. BNZI. BNZI.
Mentioning an update.
BNZI.
Mu. Mu.
Bravo Delta
Mu.
Michael Delta.
Mu.
BNZI. BNZI.
OMER, Omeros, announcing
KULR.
presentation of Zaltenibart data at ASH meeting. That's Oscar Michael Echo Romeo, OMER.
Vor.
QURE. CRDF.
KULR,
Azul.
KULR Zero Vibe Solution launches on NVIDIA Jetson Edge AI platform. That's
CMRX.
Kilo Uniform Lima Romeo.
CRDF. 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 CRDF.
Mu.
CRDF. CRDF. CRDF.
CRDF, Cardiff Oncology, getting a
CRDF.
pop here. Company price they're offering at $2.60
Mu.
per share. That was after announcing their data from their MCRC clinical trial.
IBIT. Mu.
IBIT.
LSF.
That's Charlie Romeo Delta Foxtrot. Then announced
NAK.
the pricing of their offering after that. Shares hit a high of $4.80, now at $4.01. CRDF.
QURE.
IBIT.
QURE. PCSA.
LICY. IBIT.
QURE. LDTC. DTCK.
UNFI. NAK. Mu. IBIT. IBIT.
NAMS. AKYA. AKYA. BNZI. BNZI.
AG.
CRDF. CRDF.
Mu.
CRDF. 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 CMRX. CMRX.
CDM.
CRDF. CRDF.
PBR.
CRDF. 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 CPIX. CRDF. CRDF. AKYA.
PBR.
CRDF.
AKYA getting a little pop here now. Alpha Kilo Yankee Alpha. Shares well off the earlier highs. Hit a high of $3.97. Company announced a license agreement with NeraCare for
AKYA.
development and commercialization of a test for early stage melanoma patient treatment decisions. That's Alpha Kilo Yankee Alpha, AKYA.
Luna.
AKYA. CMRX. CMRX.
PBR.
CMRX.
UNFI.
CPIX. QURE.
OPRA.
QURE. CPIX. CPIX. BNZI. AAL. CMRX. CPIX. CRDF. CRDF.
NYMD.
CPIX. CRDF. CPIX. CPIX. CPIX.
AAL.
CPIX. CPIX. BNZI.
I'm going to just
BNZI.
start hitting everything with max size and just got really frustrated
BNZI.
and gone down $25,000, $30,000. That's one option. Option two, I could have just walked away. I could have said, that's it. All right, bad start to the day. I'm done. I'm out of here.
BNZI.
And that's an okay thing to do if you struggle with self-control and discipline. But on the other hand, to walk away at 8 a.m. when you know your window goes till 10, the only reason to do that is if you're trying to save yourself from going into a spiral because you don't trust yourself. But I felt
Take a look at this strange device that I'm holding in my hand. It's smaller than a quarter.
In this video, I'm going to go over a penny stock that I just discovered that is in the hottest sectors in the game right now: spatial computing, artificial intelligence, VR, and they have connections with customers and clients with some of the biggest names in the game: NVIDIA, AT&T, Microsoft, Meta, some of the biggest companies in the game, in the hottest sectors in the game. This penny stock is not one you're going to want to blow over. You're going to want to dive into this with me, guys, so stay all the way to the end. In this video, we're going to go over ticker VRAR. This one has been absolutely beaten down. It's an IPO from a couple of years back. It's all the way down to just a $15 million market cap at this point. And I do see a world where this one can have a pretty big 100-200% run in the very near future. And we're going to talk about that in today's video. VRAR. It's been getting an interesting volume spike that you can see right there. So in the past couple days, or past week or so, you've seen an increase in trading, and there's really not a lot of people focusing on this one all over social media. But when you take a look at the volume, you can see that people are slowly starting to accumulate this one for a potentially bigger run in the near future. And like I said, they have clients and partners with big names. You got Denny's, you got NVIDIA right there, Snapchat, Intel, Verizon, Chanel, American Airlines, tons in Colgate, Epic Games, Meta, AT&T, the Department of Defense, Microsoft, Motorola. You have some of the biggest names in the game right here, and there's really not a lot of people that haven't been noticing this company just yet. First of all, guys, make sure you hop in the private Discord, ASST. I was talking about that at 56 cents, 60 cents adding it. I made the video this morning, guys. That one absolutely went crazy. From those levels that I was alerting at, over a 60% pop. Of course, it hit the dollar target. That's a good spot to be taking profits on the way up. Could have another run in the near future. It's possible. Just make sure you're always securing your profits on plays, because none of these penny stocks are long-term. But something like VRAR, I am hoping I can hold this one and try to ride out a potential 100% gain on this one. In the type of market environment that we're in right now, they have 13.2 institutional ownership. Not an insane amount of institutional ownership, but it's a pretty good amount for a stock like this that has been beaten down so significantly. It's over the 50-day moving average. So it came over the 50-day moving average. The volume has been increasing. They've got some really big partners. If we take a look at some of their case studies on what they do, they're helping companies boost online sales. They're enhancing dining experiences.
CMRX.
One of their partners, Denny's, you can see they're bringing Dallas Cowboys players and fans together with augmented reality with AT&T there. Verizon, they're helping educators bridge the virtual reality, augmented reality skill gaps. You can see all of these companies that they are working with. You can see Colgate, they're creating augmented reality experiences. Snapchat, one of the biggest companies, one of the most hyped up companies out there. And of course, you know, NVIDIA is one of their partners as well, which is probably one of the biggest things about this company. But there are some upcoming catalysts for this one, and I'm going to talk about that in just a moment here. But first of all, I did want to go over this. They said in their most recent quarterly, or their most recent quarter one fiscal year 2024-2025 financial result, we can see that they say right here, we do not intend to raise capital for the foreseeable future, especially since we expect our operations to generate positive cash and grow our cash balance between. So they're telling us right there, they don't plan to dilute They also are
UAL.
saying they're going to continue to maintain a clean capital structure with no debt. And here's where the catalysts start to come in. So during the quarter, we continue to progress towards securing several multi-million-dollar enterprise-scale spatial computing, cloud, and AI-driven immersive software solutions contracts with multiple government, Department of Defense, and large enterprise customers. The short-term aggregate value for these contracts is in the 5 to 10 million range, and we expect to get confirmation on one of these contracts in December of 2024. It's December 9th right now, so sometime in December we should get an update on these
BNZI.
5 to 10 million Department of Defense
TBLA.
contracts, which could be a massive catalyst for this
BNZI.
company in the very near future. Just this
Blue
month, we
Sign's
could
new
potentially be
content
getting a
recommendation
big
deal
old
with Future.
catalyst for this
BNZI.
company. And
Tango
also,
Bravo Lima Alpha.
you know, they're expecting to receive even more in early 2025. And we can see right here
BNZI.
that they've been going through a
ALXO, ALX
strategic
Oncology
review
announcing new
lately
data
and some
demonstrating a
divestitures lately.
warp
So
receptor combination
they
with
can
Zenith
say, they say right
Datamax
here, in the
BNZI.
light of
that
spatial
generates
core
anti-
AI and cloud-driven
activity in
revenues with
advanced breast
large
cancer that's
Department of
alpha
Defense
X-ray
entities,
Oscar.
our strong pipeline of
ALXO.
revenues and our expectation to generate positive cash flows going forward. So they expect to generate positive cash flows going
GM.
forward. And this is key right here. We believe that there's a sharp disconnect between our intrinsic value and our current public
QURE.
company valuation. So they believe
NRXS,
their stock is
NRXS
simply
announcing
just
FDA
undervalued, and
510K
they're looking
BNZI.
to do things
BNZI.
to
for
go
testing
ahead
BNZI.
evaluation of
and
patients
change
with
that,
product
which
ALXO.
could potentially mean
That's
them
number
trying to
one,
get their
your
stock
X-ray
price
Sandy.
higher, them trying to bring
UNFI.
eyes to their stock, them trying to show
NVS,
investors out there that,
Novartis.
hey,
CVM.
our stock is undervalued, and we're going to try to do something about it here.
Says
You can
Kisqali
see
shows
that the
28.5%
disconnect has had a
reduction in
significant
distant
negative
recurrence in
impact in our
HR
ability to
plus
execute on our
CRDS.
growth strategy.
early breast
SBS.
cancer.
As such,
That's
the
the
board of
member Victor
directors of the
Sandy.
company are exploring various aggressive strategic options to unlock the value in our business and our assets, and may pursue such options during the fiscal year. So what they're saying is there's a sharp disconnect in our share price. It shouldn't be this low, and they're aggressively trying to look at
IBIT.
options
and
to
Micron.
help solve that
We have this at
issue.
Micron
And
Technology
they have a
Extend
strategic
patent license
realignment,
agreement
and they
that's
also
CMRX.
created
Michael
a
Bravo Sandy and
opportunity.
Michael
Part of
Ewan.
this realignment was, you know, creating a $4 million net cash value. So they sold a part of their business, I believe, getting $4 million. So that's really good to see. Now let's move
CPIX.
on to the chart here. So what I like is that we're over the 50-day moving average on the chart, which is that green line right there, which is right at about 70 cents right now. So what I plan to do is load the boat
TBM.
over that that
SBSW.
50-day moving average. I plan to load this stock up and
GETY.
hold for a potential bigger move
Getty
to over
Images,
$1, over
BNZI.
$1.50. There is a gap for that
BNZI.
248. The absolute home run
BNZI.
price target on ticker VRAR is going to be that gap fill at 248. That would be the absolute home run, knocking it out of the
CPIX.
park type of
BNZI.
scenario there.
Oh.
But what you can look at here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be loading the boat on this
BNZI.
one
AI,
over
BNZI.
this 50-day
BNZI.
average and
ECS,
holding for a
BNZI.
potential
US Army
bigger move,
Intelligence
holding for
Collection
those
and
potential
Management. BNZI.
catalysts, because if we
Alpha
do get
India.
those big contracts coming up in December,
SBSW.
that could bring even more eyes on the play, which is very, very interesting to me. And you can see this volume has been increasing. I
BNZI.
noticed this really
BNZI.
popping up
BNZI.
on my scanner lately. Although the volume's not
ALXO.
massive, it's
BNZI.
definitely more than they're usually getting. You can see by these
GERN,
candlesticks
Geron
down here
announcing new
that those are
emerge
volume candles. You can see it's usually,
analysis
you know, not a
presented
whole
at
lot of
ASH,
volume except for this big
ALXO.
volume day right here, where was a drop in share
patients
price.
with lower
But
risk
this
MDS,
has been a little bit
regardless of type
different. It's
or
been
number
more
of therapies,
consistent
that's
DRMA.
volume
Member
coming in every
GRN.
day.
LDTC.
Usually, you know, you have that big volume
JL.
spike and then it comes all the way back down. I've noticed a more consistent volume flowing into this company lately on ticker
BNZI.
VRAR. And you might be wondering, why did this drop so significantly? This wasn't even due to dilution. This was due to them doing a strategic repositioning
BNZI.
where they're basically
DRMA.
moving a little bit away from VR and more towards spatial computing, cloud, and AI-driven immerse software solutions. And like I said, they're collaborating with NVIDIA,
CPI.
Microsoft,
BNZI.
AT&T, and the U.S. military.
BNZI.
I mean, some of the biggest names in the game, they have contracts with the U.S. Air Force.
BNZI.
BNZI.
Involving AI and machine
BNZI.
learning, artificial intelligence. We know how hot that is. Machine learning,
DRMA.
computing, quantum computing. I'm not saying this is
BNZI.
a quantum computing
BNZI.
stock, but they're involved in
BNZI.
that computing, which is definitely
BNZI.
extremely hot right now. And they
BNZI.
also have, research and development agreements with the U.S. Naval Service
DRMA.
Warfare Center,
DRMA.
talking about having their products on
DRMA.
Walmart.com. This is a play that I'm
BNZI.
looking to load up right here, guys. I really
BNZI.
like this play.
BNZI.
I do
BNZI.
believe it can have a
BNZI.
big run in the airline show.
BNZI.
This one
BNZI.
kind of reminds me a little bit of PDYN a little
ALXO.
bit, where this, this was a fairly
ALXO.
recent
ALXO.
IPO from 2 or 3 years ago. I guess you could say it's kind of recent.
BNZI.
It dropped all the way down to
BNZI.
50 cents.
BNZI.
where,
BNZI.
guys,
BNZI.
BNZI was down here, and this is,
BNZI.
this is an AI
BNZI.
robotics play,
BNZI.
artificial intelligence, kind of
BNZI.
similar to
BNZI.
that VRAR.
GRYP.
PDYN dropped all the way down here to about a
GRYP.
$15 million market cap
BNZI.
when it was down here at that 45 to 50 cents level, and then it ran all the way up to $3 per share on PDYN, from 50 cents to $3 per share. VRAR is at that $15 million market cap level right now.
ARVN,
They actually
Venus
even have
Advisor
more
announced initial
institutional
phase
owners
1B data
than
from
PDYN. So
US
I
sub-study
do think
of
it's possible to see a
Vega strand in
PDYN type
combination
move
with
where you get to $1, $2, $3 per share. That is
at
not
San Antonio
guaranteed,
Breast
guys, but I
Cancer
definitely could see it.
Symposium.
That's what I'm looking
That's
for
PFR,
in this type of
PFE,
market environment we're in
and,
right now.
Alpha
I really
Romeo
like
Victor
the
November.
play. I really like the possibility of what this one can do in the very near future. And guys, keep a very close eye on ticker VRAR.
IPDN, Professional
Make sure you get in the
Diversity
private
Network,
Discord. Like I
purchase
said,
60%
there is a
right
30-day
in
free
QBSG
trial
owners
going on in the
distribution
private
and
Discord
dividends
right now,
pursuant
where I
to
loaded
profit
AST,
participation agreement.
ASST at 56 cents, at 60 cents again,
PBM.
and that ended up running over $1 per share. Get your 30-day free trial with the WAP link down
PBM.
below. That's it for me. Peace.
Wix
CPIX.
gives you the freedom to tell your story. With a
Traders, welcome to another mighty video. Today we're going to do yet another day
CPIX.
trading recap. Very frustrating recap, but we're going to do it nonetheless. Another day in which we
TRNS
continue to see
Transcat
the
acquires
theme
Martin
of
calibration.
pre-market
Inc.
being
7
one of the most
Labs,
amazing environments, one of the hottest
expanding
markets we've
Midwest
ever
service
seen.
presence, including
And then the
Minneapolis.
moment the market
That's,
opens at
Tango River
9:30 Eastern
Sandy.
Standard Time, it almost feels like the market closes. Because all the
CPIX.
volatility, all the big volume, all
DRMA,
the big
Dermata
breakouts
received
that we've
notice of
been seeing
allowance from the
pre-market
US patent
completely
CMRX.
stopped.
We tend to treat
All the
acne.
choppiness,
Delta
begins,
Romeo Michael
all the
Alpha.
false breakouts begins,
CMRX.
all the
IBIT.
setups failing
DSY.
and seeing no follow through begins, and it's just an environment in which trying to make money becomes almost impossible. So with that said, let's do another quick recap here. I apologize if my audio and video and all that crap is messed up. I recently got a new day trading
BNZI.
machine, a new day trading computer, and I'm just
BNZI.
playing around with the settings
BNZI,
and all that stuff.
Banzai
But
shares,
actually, I'm making a
moving
video
back towards the highs
showing my
IBIT.
new
right
day
now,
trading setup because I
$2.60.
added a few monitors, flipped around some
Hit a high
things,
of
and I want to show you guys.
$2.79.
But anyways, the account today is sitting pretty much
VRAR.
at
IBIT.
Earlier
break
news.
even. It's sitting pretty much at break even, as you can see right here. You know, it is whatever. But to be honest, I don't even think this is worth doing a recap for.
CPIX.
But in any case, I already skipped one last Friday, so I don't want to continue that streak. SONN, amazing move pre-market. We started at lows at $2, went up all the way up to $5.61. I actually did take one pre-market trade. I just couldn't resist it, seeing how strong every single breakout
Letter
was,
C,
especially
City
this
CFO still says,
pivot right
says
here,
still
which was
expects
at
to
the
reach
time
operating
398.
efficiency
Of course,
below
all-time highs. Not all-time
60%.
pre-market highs at the time. We had a very
That's letter
clean
C.
micro pullback just right here, and I'm going to actually zoom in on the tick chart, which are pretty much the equivalent of a sub 1 minute chart, like a 10-second chart, 5-second charts. And I want to show you the price action happening there. This is very common when trading around half and whole dollars. So we approach it, just think of as all of these individual candles are ticks.
QURE.
This is pretty much how the level 2 would look like. But if you recall,
CRDF.
I just draw this box over 2 1-minute candles. But in here we have almost 10 candles, right? So just think as each tick candle as ticks, how the price action on the level 2 would have looked like at the time. Again, pre-market highs 398, co-aligning with Ford, which is a whole dollar psychological level.
PBM.
We came up against it. We double topped right to the penny against it. We retraced all the way down to 380. That right there is the micro pullback. Is the relief retracement just underneath a breakout pivot. And then on the next attempt, this thing flew.
QURE.
I was already on my trading station.
PHR.
QURE.
I was just barely doing my pre-market analysis, creating my watch list, all that stuff. But nonetheless, I had the level 2 up for this thing, and I was looking at it, right? We do this nice micro pullback, and we blast.
BNZI. CMRX. CMRX.
SPAI.
CPIX. CPIX.
BPTH. BPTH. 88.
CMRX. CPIX. PBM. BNZI.
BCTX. RZLT.
NAMS.
STM. SPAI. SABS. RZLT.
LDTC. LDTC.
DDOG.
BNZI. 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 LDTC. BNZI. QURE. BNZI.
DOG.
QURE. LDTC. BNZI. 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 VRAR. BNZI. 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 TNFA. CPIX. BNZI. CPIX.
LMT Lockheed Martin announcing a contract totaling $8 million.
LDTC.
With Norwegian Industry. That's
LDTC.
Tango.
LDTC. 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 TSLL. LCID. CMRX. CPIX. AKYA. CRDF. BNZI. TNFA. GXAI. CRDF.
Through 435, pretty much in one tick. We had the
CRDF.
first micro pullback right after, going back down to retest 410s, and we surge all the way up to 450. Insane. Insane. Like, for us to see that type of breakout on open hours, we have to be doing a massive short squeeze. A massive short seller had to be liquidated for us to see a breakout from 4 to 450.
BNZI.
Like, if it's nothing. All of a sudden, what we're looking at is
LDTC.
Thinking that this is open hours. We will break out from 4 all the way up to 408, 405. We're lucky, and then this thing would reverse all the way down to 330s, making
LDTC.
it super tough to trade, and day trade high day breakouts. So haciendo un video. Anyways, first micro pullback held up, and the first trade that I took on it was a 3-bar play. Again, I didn't know how I felt about that trade.
CPIX. 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 LDTC. BNZI. BNZI. LDTC. 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 BNZI. HWH. DDOG.
HWH and Guangzhou Inbot Technology in our strategic partnership to drive global robotics expansion. That's Hotel Whiskey Hotel, HWH. Shares popping here to $1.08, up 12 cents at the high, or a correction, up 7 cents at the high. That's Hotel Whiskey Hotel.
KULR. HWH. HWH. ASNS. LDTC. 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 LCID. CMRX. CMRX. LDTC. HWH. LDTC. LDTC.
HWH, $1.18 at the high. Hotel Whiskey Hotel.
LDTC. HWH.
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 HWH. HWH. HWH.
HWH. HWH.
HWH.
HWH.
HWH. HWH.
HWH. HWH. HWH.
HWH.
HWH. HWH. HWH. CPIX. BNZI. CPIX. LDTC. CPIX. LDTC. CPIX. BNZI. HWH. BNZI. LDTC. 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 LCID. CMRX. BNZI. CRDF. CRDF. HWH. HWH. DTCK. HWH. 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 LDTC. 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 LDTC.
One minute to the U.S. market open.
CPIX. AKYA. PBM. PCSA. HWH. PBM. PBM. CMRX.
CMRX.
Gels.
Gels.
SXTP. FLGC.
VIAV,
VIAV,
Viavi, and
CPIX.
Windstream collaborate on world's first transatlantic 800G network trial.
CLX.
Gels.
Victor, India,
HWH.
Alpha, Victor.
HWH.
CPIX.
MGX.
BNZI. CPIX. CPIX. MNY.
Dow Jones
MGX.
Industrial Average down 100.81 after the open. S&P 500 up 5.60. NASDAQ up 63.56.
HWH. HWH.
MGX halted up on a circuit breaker at the highs, $4.66.
HWH.
Shares up 11.3%.
EQC. MGX. Watch the spread. ABSI. CRDF.
QURE. BNZI. MNY.
CRDF.
DTCK.
BNZI.
QURE. DTCK. QURE. QURE.
CRDF.
Gels. PLX. Gels.
CMRX. RGTI.
PDYN, Paladine AI, getting a pop here. Papa Delta Yankee, November.
CMRX.
PDYN.
RGTI.
Shares up about 9%.
CPIX. LDTC. BNZI.
MNY.
LDTC. BNZI.
BNZI. MNY.
BNZI. QBTS. CMRX.
I.
CMRX.
CMRX.
LDTC.
MSFT, Microsoft shares pumping here for
CMRX.
47.22.
CMRX. CMRX.
LDTC.
Shares of Tesla popping 396.33.
CMRX.
BNZI. YEXT.
BNZI. BNZI. BNZI.
TSCO,
TRNR.
Trinzio shares getting a pop here. Tango San Diego, TSC. Shares up about 17% now.
BNZI.
Relatively light volume, getting a spike in volume now.
IPW.
Up about 17%, $5.25. That's TSC, Tango San
NBTX.
Diego. CVS, Walmart,
BNZI.
and Walgreens.
BNZI.
Ohio Supreme Court sides with CVS, Walmart, and
IPW.
Walgreens an
LDTC.
appeal of $650.9 million opioid trial judgment. That's Charlie Victor Sandy, Whiskey Michael
CPIX.
Tango, Whiskey Bravo Alpha.
BNZI.
CMRX. CMRX.
CPIX.
CMRX. MNY.
CMRX.
IONQ.
MGX. VSTS.
CMRX. CMRX.
CMRX. CMRX.
CMRX. CMRX.
MGX.
CMRX.
CMRX.
MGX shares resumed trading.
CMRX.
CMRX.
Michael Golf X-Ray. Shares hitting
MGX.
$4.92 at the high. MGX.
Mob.
Serve.
Reuters reporting Advent and Apollo among buyout firms that are bidding for Vestas. That according to sources.
HWH.
RGTI. Set.
That's Victor Sandy Tango Sandy VSTS.
BNZI.
Vestas shares hit a high of 1783, now pulling back.
BNZI.
NAMS. BTDR.
BNZI. BNZI.
NAMS. NAMS. BNZI.
BNZI. QURE. KULR.
SATL Satellogic halted at the lows on a circuit breaker, $3.78. Sandy Alpha Tango Lima.
CMRX.
UNFI. Gels.
Yang. Gels.
UNFI.
Yang.
UNFI. UNFI.
Yang.
QRE Unicure.
UNFI.
Cantor raising the price target
CMRX.
to $58. That's Quebec Uniform Romeo Echo.
HWH.
IMMX, MX Biopharma announcing 75%
DTCK.
complete response rate in
UNFI.
at 31.5 months best
DTCK.
response duration for
DTCK.
CAR T
DTCK.
NX201 in relapsed refractory AL amyloidosis patients at ASH. That's India Michael X-ray.
DTCK.
DTCK. DTCK. DTCK. DTCK.
DTCK.
QURE.
QURE.
Viren.
CMRX. BNZI.
UMAC. Gels.
BNZI. Gels. Gels.
QURE.
Gels.
MGX halted again on a circuit breaker. On the way down now, $4.12. Michael
Gels.
Golf X-ray.
Gels. RGTI.
SEI. DTCK.
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 GELS, Geltech, Geltech, holding
CVM.
on a circuit breaker
DTCK.
at $5.32, up 50% approximately.
DTCK.
Shares hit a high of 643 in the pre-market.
CDIO. RGTI.
QURE. QURE.
QURE.
QURE.
QURE.
QURE.
Gels. QURE.
QURE.
QURE. CMRX.
CMRX. VRAR.
CMRX. MCRB. LDTC. LDTC.
CMRX. CMRX.
CMRX.
CMRX. CMRX. CMRX.
CMRX.
CMRX. CMRX. CMRX. CMRX.
CMRX. CMRX. CMRX. GXAI. SPHL. Big spread.
VRAR. VRAR.
CMRX. CMRX.
VRAR.
Mara. CDIO. BNZI. DTCK. DTCK.
JTAI.
UNFI.
Gels.
Gels.
QMCO, Quantum Corporation, getting a pop
Gels.
here. Quebec Michael Charlie
Gels.
Oscar up 5%. QMCO.
QURE. CMRX. LDTC. CMRX.
JTAI getting a pop here. Julia Tango Alpha India.
CMRX.
Up about 20%.
CMRX.
DTCK.
GELS. Geltech shares pulling back after resuming.
LDTC.
Now up about 31%. Gulf Echo Lima Sandy.
DTCK. DTCK.
TSLA Tesla popping here over $400, 402.50 around the high. Now at $400.69, seeing some call activity in Tesla TSLA.
DTCK. FEMY.
DTCK.
QURE.
CMRX.
VRAR.
GXAI. LDTC.
VRAR. VRAR.
VRAR.
Set.
Set. CMRX.
Set.
Set. CMRX. Set.
Set.
CMRX. Set. CMRX.
VRAR. VRAR.
Set.
VRAR. 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 VRAR.
VRAR. VRAR. VRAR.
VRAR.
VRAR.
Set. VRAR.
CPIX. CMRX. Set. ICAD.
Set.
Set. QBTS.
RGTY, we're getting computing. The
FENY.
December 6 calls trading. Romeo Golf Tango India.
LDTC. LDTC. VRAR. CPIX.
Shares of Rigetti Computing now at $5.14, up about 15%. Rigetti announced earlier an AI-powered calibration of a quantum computer.
CMRX.
That's Romeo Golf Tango India. Shares moving on that, and also the call
QURE.
activity now.
QURE. QURE. CMRX. QURE. QURE. VRAR. GXAI.
GELS,
Gels.
Geltech shares resumed, trading now up about 32%
INZY.
off the highs.
Gels.
Golf Echo Lima Sandy.
GXAI.
NNBR.
GXAI. Gels. Gels. GXAI. CMRX. MKDW.
GXAI.
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 MKDW. GXAI. MKDW.
GXAI getting a pop here. Gaxos AI, $4.51.
MKDW. MKDW.
MKDW, MK Dwell
MKDW.
Technology getting a pop here.
CMRX.
Michael Kilo Delta Whiskey. Low price
MKDW.
stock spike in volume now, up 65%.
GXAI. GXAI. VRAR. HRTX. MKDW. MKDW. MSOX. LDTC. MKDW. MGX.
JTAI.
MGX. AZI. CMRX.
CMRX.
MKDW shares getting some increasing volume now. Michael Kilo Delta Whiskey.
MSOS. MKDW.
CMRX. CMRX.
CMRX.
CMRX. CMRX.
CMRX. CMRX.
NNBR. CMRX.
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 CMRX. CMRX.
CMRX. CMRX. CMRX. CMRX. CMRX.
CMRX.
JTAI getting a pop to the highs of the day now. Juliet Tango Alpha India.
CMRX. QURE. NBIS. CPIX. CPIX. Coin. Watch the spread. NRDY. BNZI. JTAI. JTAI.
JTAI.
MKDW. CMRX.
Duolingo shares getting
MKDW.
a pop here. Duolingo, a Netflix partner on Learn Korean or Else campaign ahead of Squid Game Season 2. That's Delta Uniform Oscar Lima.
LDTC. Gels. CMRX. CMRX.
DXCM,
CRM.
shares getting a
Big
pop
spread.
here. Traders circulating a note from Bank of America said non-insulin ADA guidelines moving faster
AMZU.
than expected.
Gels.
Said we maintain our buy rating on DXCM.
BNZI. Gels. GXAI.
Wells Fargo also out with a note.
BNZI. CMRX. SXTP. PSQH.
DBI, Designer Brands, missed on earnings this morning. Company
CMRX.
also had some weak guidance. Shares, though, continuing to move tick off the lows, $5.25.
CMRX.
Still down about 0.5%. That's
BNZI.
Delta Bravo India. Well off the earlier lows of $3.79 in the pre-market.
CMRX. BNZI.
That's DBI.
RGTI.
QMCO popping to the highs now. Quebec Michael Charlie Oscar. QMCO. Shares of Quantum up about 14% now. QMCO.
BNZI. QMCO.
DBI shares now popping here, down about 7.75%.
RGTI. CMRX. MGX.
VRME, Verify Me getting a pop here on a spike in volume. Victor Romeo Michael Echo.
MGX. MKDW. QMCO. QMCO. GXAI. GXAI.
GXAI.
GXAI. BNZI. BNZI. GXAI. GXAI. MGX. CMRX. CMRX. MGX.
TSLA Tesla popping over $405 at the high, up about 4% at the high on
MGX.
Tesla. TSLA.
CMRX.
PDYN,
CRDF.
more highs now.
RGTI.
Shares up about 15% on Paladine AI.
CMRX. VRAR. VRAR. LDTC. LDTC. CMRX. SXTP. Gels.
Kappa.
CMRX.
RGTI, Rigetti Computing, more calls now. The December 6 calls in Rigetti, RGTI.
Gels. CPIX. CMRX.
GXAI.
PLAY, Dave
GXAI.
and Buster shares moving a bit here ahead of their earnings report after the close. Papa Lima Alpha Yankee.
QMCO. Big spread. BNZI. BNZI. GXAI. CMRX. CMRX. GXAI. MGX.
GXAI.
LDTC.
CRDF. CCLD.
CRDF.
PONY, Pony AI, popping to the highs,
MGX.
1492, up about 2.25%.
QURE. RR.
RGTI.
CPIX.
RGTI. RGTI.
LDTC. ARQQ.
CCLD.
CMRX. CMRX. ARQQ. LDTC.
RGTI.
QURE.
CRDF.
CRDF. ARQQ. Watch the spread. Gels. CMRX. Gels. VRAR. Gels. CMRX. Gels. GXAI. AISP.
VRAR.
VRAR. VRAR. JTAI.
Worktie. Worktie. Worktie.
JTAI.
ARQQ.
CMRX.
Worktie.
CMRX.
Worktie.
VRAR.
Worktie.
GXAI. CMRX. RGTI. BNZI.
CMRX.
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 CMRX. CMRX. RR. LDTC. PSQH. CPIX. ETHD. CPIX. CMRX. RGTI. VRAR. QURE. CRDF. CRDF. CMRX. CMRX. RR. MGX. MGX. BNZI. MCRB. BNZI. CMRX. 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 GXAI. QURE. QURE. CMRX. QBTS. LDTC. CDIO. CDIO.
BNZI market update. S&P futures up 5.75. The Dow futures down
CDIO.
71. Nasdaq up 98. Crude is flat now, 68.37. Natural gas at down 8 cents at $3.10. Gold is up 26.40 at 27.1220. Bitcoin futures up 11.35 at 97,925.
GXAI. 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 LBGJ. RDZN.
CPRI, Capri Holdings, the January 25 calls getting some activity here. Shares
CMRX.
ticking higher in CPRI, Capri Holdings.
BNZI. RDZN. CMRX. RDZN. CDIO. QUBT. 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 ZJYL.
JTAI.
JTAI. CMRX. CMRX. CPIX. QURE. CDIO. QURE.
JTAI.
JTAI. CRDF. CERY. Big spread. REBN. REBN. JTAI. JTAI.
REBN, Reborn Coffee, low volume, popping here $1.47. Romeo Echo Bravo November.
JTAI. JTAI. JTAI.
JTAI.